I overheard a couple talking about their favorite wine the other day and how one wine publication gave the wine an 88-point score and another gave it a 92. And while a 4-point difference might not seem like much, for wineries it's a big deal. In the wine business, it's an accepted fact that a 90-plus point score from a reputable wine publication can have a dramatic effect on how well it sells. With that said, wine scores have been around for over 40 years. Do they even matter anymore? Well, in this video, we'll find out. Wine scores first rose to prominence in the mid-1980s. The Wine Advocate, started by Robert Parker, was the creator. The 100-point scoring system was easy to follow and understand, and soon other wine publications had adopted the system as well. For people that were new to wine or didn't have the resources to buy a lot of wine, wine scores were and still is a good roadmap to direct you to good wines without having to go through the trial and error that you might experience if you didn't follow them. I followed both the Wine Spectator and the Wine Advocate starting in the mid-1980s when I first got into wine, and the rating system led me to some fantastic wines, some of which I still enjoy today. Of course, there are some drawbacks to the rating system, and the first is taster bias. After following a particular wine critic, you can usually zero in on their likes and dislikes. I think that Robert Parker, even though he's been retired for a while, tended to gravitate towards fuller, richer styles of wine. And while that probably fits the profile of a large portion of the American drinking public, there are still some that prefer more subtle wines with less oak and alcohol. If you count yourself as a member of this group, then your style of wine might not get the score you think it deserves. Identify the wine critic whose palate most closely resembles yours and follow them. They'll generally give you a sound advice on what wines to buy. Another drawback could possibly be the influence of advertisers in wine publications. I've heard a rumor that one particularly well-known wine publication would bump up the score of a wine if they advertise in their magazine. While I have no evidence to corroborate this claim, it doesn't seem that far-fetched to think that this might happen from time to time. I mean, outside of a publication's subscribers, the other moneymaker for any wine magazine is the advertisers. Now, if you're worried about advertiser bias, you can build that into your opinion of a score. Since the wine rating system is based on individual preferences, there are bound to be inherent imperfections. With that said, I still think there is a place for wine scores. As I'd mentioned previously, for people new to wine, or maybe new to the wines of a particular country or region like Italy or Spain, wine scores will help lead you to some great wines without having to blindly trust a shelf talker on a retail shelf. Once, however, you become more confident in your own palate, the need for wine scores becomes less and less important. As the American wine drinking public becomes more educated on wine, the less influence wine writers will have. But I have to be honest, it's always good to see what score your favorite wine got. Thanks for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll press the like icon, and if you'd like to see more videos just like this, I hope you'll press subscribe. Until next time, peace out.